everyone. It's time for our Wednesday Bible class. This week, we're going to be learning about the Good Samaritan. On Sunday, I left papers for everyone and handed some out about the Good Samaritan. There's some coloring sheets, some activity papers for you to do. If you're older and still want to take one home with you, that's fine. I made plenty of copies, and they're there waiting on you. And then this Sunday, I'll have a new one for you. So I'm going to read for you out of the Bible, out of Luke chapter 10. We're going to start with verse 25, and we're going to read about the Good Samaritan. And it says, "And behold, a certain lawyer stood up and tempted him, saying, Master, what shall I do to inherit eternal life? He said unto him, What is written in the law? How readest thou? And he answering said, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy strength, and with all thy mind, and thy neighbor as thyself. And he said unto him, Thou hast answered right. This do, and thou shalt live. But he, willing to justify himself, said unto Jesus, And who is my neighbor? And Jesus answering said, A certain man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho, fell among thieves, which stripped him of his raiment, or his clothing, and wounded him, and departed, leaving him half dead. And by chance there came down a certain priest that way, and when he saw him, he passed by on the other side. And likewise a Levite, when he was at the place, came and looked on him, and passed by on the other side. But a certain Samaritan, as he journeyed, came where he was, and when he saw him, he had compassion on him. And when he went to him, and bound up his wounds, pouring in oil and wine, and set him on his own beast, and brought him to an inn, and took care of him. And on the morrow, when he departed, he took out 2 pence, or money, and gave them to the host, and said unto him, Take care of him, and whatsoever thou spendest more, when I come again, I will repay thee. Which now of these 3, thinkest thou, was neighbor unto him that fell among the thieves? And he said, He that showed mercy on him. Then said Jesus unto him, Go and do likewise." Okay, so we find out from the story that a Good Samaritan was a man from Samaria. Now, people from Samaria were really mistreated back in those days. They were kind of like outcasts. No one would really have anything to do with them. And we also learned that there was a priest and a Levite in the story. Now, there was a man that was robbed. He was hurt. He was half beaten to death, it says. The priest walked by, looked at him, and kept going. He didn't help. And then the same thing happened with the Levite. He walked by, he saw him, but he didn't stop and help. Now the Samaritan came by, and the first thing he did was to help him, to bandage up his wounds, to pour oil and wine in them, and to help them. He put him on his own horse and took him to an inn. And he paid for him to be taken care of, and he had to leave, so he left extra money and for his care, and said that if he owed more when he got back, he would pay to take care of this man. So he really went above and beyond to take care of this man who he considered to be his neighbor, someone that was near him that he needed to take care of. I really like this story because, in our country has been going through so much in the last couple months, and especially this last week. There's so many people hurting. I mean, you can just turn on the news and it's just so many people, and they're hurting, and they need to be taken care of. So my plea for you to you this week is to look around, try to find somebody that's hurting, and try to help them. Don't be like the priest and the Levite and see something happen and walk the other way. Reach out to somebody and help. And it's a great opportunity for us because there's so many hurting right now that it's really not hard to find somebody that just needs a special touch, a smile. Even though you guys are kids, you can still do so much. You can make people happy and smile and always have a word of encouragement for someone, and that just goes a long way. Our verse for this week, if you'd like to memorize for me, will be Luke chapter 10. It's verse 37. And he said, He that showed mercy on him. Then said Jesus unto him, Go and do likewise. Jesus wants us to show mercy just like he shows mercy to us. I hope that you enjoyed this lesson this week. If you want to continue reading, That's a good place to start. Luke chapter 10, verse 25 through 37, if you want to go back over that story. It's a parable by Jesus. I'll have some more worksheets for you Sunday. Thank you. I hope you have a good week. Thanks. Bye.